Exercise number 2, which treats at least 100 diseases. So in this video, I want to show you a very good exercise specifically for people who have problems with their lower limbs. Those who have varicose veins, first of all, those who have thrombosis, those who have knee osteoarthritis, hip osteoarthritis, those who have gangrene, for example, in their legs, they have diabetes and gangrene, and they don't know what to do. Those who have back pain, they have very severe pain in the lumbar area, and again, they don't know what to do. And the spine somehow needs to be decompressed so they feel better and improve. That's why practically I call it the exercise for at least 100 diseases. My name is Vladimir Colun. By profession, I am a physical therapist. I am a massage instructor. I teach and I take care so that people can know how to take care of their health themselves. So very many people practically, if we take 99.99%, what do we do all day? We stand on our feet. All day we are either sitting at the wheel in classes at the office. Practically every person has their own lifestyle, but if we look at the statistics, 99% of the time we are head up and feet down. And this shows us and allows all the pressure to be on the lower limbs. We have our center of gravity in the lumbar area and one vertebra on top of another. The pressure is 70 kilograms, one vertebra on top of another, yes, in the lumbar area. If we take 5 kilograms in one hand and 5 in the other, in the lumbar area it's 500, thoracic 300 and cervical 100. But that's when the height corresponds with the weight. If our height doesn't correspond with our weight, just imagine what happens to that 500 in the lumbar area if height corresponds with weight and if it doesn't, respectively. In the lumbar area it's a ton, 1 ton, in the thoracic area 500 and in the cervical area 300. This is where all our back problems begin. In the knee area, if we have a ton in the lumbar area, here we have 2 tons. In the area of the foot joints, here we have at least 4 tons. Do you understand why it's normal for us to have knee osteoarthritis, for us to have hip osteoarthritis? Very many people now have problems with femoral neck necrosis. They have grade 3 or 4 knee osteoarthritis. They have prostheses, various problems in the knee area. And they are forced to look for exercises, positions, so they can help themselves. That's why this exercise is practically intended for all people. Regardless of age, regardless of what surgical interventions you've had, regardless of what diseases you have, and regardless of what prostheses you have. If you find free time, because we always have times, for example, at home or at work when we are resting. For example, when we watch a movie or watch the news on television, each of us already has our hobbies and our habits. That's why when you sit and rest, it would be good to find a favorable position so that while you are busy taking care of and resting your body, you do this exercise which can help you instead to get the blood flow moving back up. But we know that in the cardiovascular system, blood flows down, it's arterial, it flows down, but venous, it flows up. Consequently, blood circulates much harder upwards than it does downwards. Especially since we stand all day and it flows down easily, but it only flows up when we are moving. That's why we need to find a position so that we can relieve the system. Cardiovascular, yes, meaning people who have heart problems. This is the exact exercise for you. Meaning by staying in this position, you restore blood flow to the heart and the cardiovascular system rests. For people with lower back issues, lower back pain, your spine gets to rest. Put it on pause. At least 5 to 7 minutes a day. In this position, it can stop the risk of surgical intervention by 50%. Yes, so this is very important. People, for example, pregnant women, even in the 9th month of pregnancy, get into this position and let it go, allow the body to rest, let that blood flow back, because we know in pregnant women, obese people, the legs get swollen and one leg practically becomes 2. Yes, that's lymph retention and water retention in the body. And this way, at this moment, the blood starts moving upwards. Therefore, regardless of age, I'm telling you, regardless of health issues, do this exercise for 5 to 7 minutes a day, and you will truly see how well your body feels, and your body will finally say thank you and bless you for taking care of me. So, what does this exercise consist of, and how is it correctly done? It's very good to have a surface, a bed, not necessarily a massage one, at home where you are, and find a wall. Yes, a clear empty one where you can. Position yourself on your back, because as I was saying, in the back position, all the pressure is on the lower back. And to relieve the lower back area, we need to find a position, a flat bed, and a straight wall. And slowly we lift the knees and move backwards gently. Come on, A bit more until we reach and press the buttocks against the wall and slowly lift the legs up. First we lift like this, the second one like this, and we move forward more. Come on, more, can you? Super, like that. And we try slowly to keep the legs straight. Initially it will seem hard, especially if you are older. If you have joint problems, the knees and the belly and all this will get in the way of keeping your legs up. First, maybe ask someone to help you lift your legs, because I know for many even the kneeling position is hard, let alone this position. We try to relax. Yes, we relax, inhale, exhale. We can put our hands on the chest. Let's start getting used to it now that we've understood this is good. So what happens? When we raise our legs up, first of all, the lumbar lordosis disappears immediately, meaning it automatically goes away. We rotate the pelvis forward and we separate all the vertebrae from each other. The back finally begins to rest. For those with hernias, lumbar osteochondrosis, protrusions or osteophytes in the lumbar area, yes, this is a position for us to rest very well. The back, it's a position where it rests very well. The belly, because the legs are up, the belly is flexed and the organs relax. So for the organs and for the back, it's the best position. Secondly, the legs are positioned upwards. But consequently now, the body no longer spends energy to bring the blood down. Now, on the contrary, it spends energy to push the blood. In this case, since the legs are up, it now tries to push the blood up, but it automatically comes down. Yes, meaning in the case when the legs are already up, consequently blood going up, when the legs are up, moves with difficulty. But downwards, in fact, it moves easily in this case. That's why leg edema, water retention in the legs, microcirculation, yes, thrombosis, lymph flow to the legs, it's now eased instead. And so we try to practically stick our buttocks as much as possible to the wall surface where we are, and the legs relax. We can try to shake them a little bit. Try to wave like this with your toes, like that. Shake, 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 like that. We try to join them, yes, and move both, one to one side and the other to the other. Again, like that. This is very good for hip arthrosis, those with femoral head gangrene, gonarthrosis, yes, meaning at the knees and the feet, those with retention, even for pregnant women. It's also a very good position to lie down and rest. This way the baby rests and you rest too in this position, and it's a very good position for the genital organs. There's no more pressure on the genital organs. Those who have menstrual pain try to get into this position. Will you be able to stay in this position or not? Yes, meaning it's a favorable position. Does the pain decrease or not? At this point, you can put a heating pad on your belly, by the way. You can use it. At this point for the back, if you have a mat, for example, Kuznetsov or Lyapko, but that's a matter of preference. If you can afford it and have something handy, you can also put it under the neck. There are different balls for the neck with spikes that automatically perform self-massage. Obviously, it's good to put a small pillow under the head to be correct. And I have nothing, yes, in your hand. You can take a newspaper and read in this position a book if you find the time. See how you feel. If you already feel pressure, yes, in the legs, in the back, in this area, it means that you should slowly return to the initial position. It means the body has already rested. How do you feel now? It's releasing. It's releasing, right? When you get down, you suddenly feel a light flow and the blood slowly starts to restart. What's the idea? For many people, the blood stays up. You can see the upper body turning red. In others, the blood is positioned in the pelvic area, but in others, all the blood is positioned in the lower limbs area. And that is the problem. That's why when we start doing this exercise, we restore the flow, meaning we take the pressure off the venous flow and put pressure on the arterial flow. And so in this way, the body starts to rest, and consequently, there's no pressure on the cardiovascular system, no pressure on the organs, and no pressure on the legs, our lower limbs. And this way, if we do it, those who have varicose veins or thrombosis in their legs, on the contrary, it's a support and a help. If this video was useful, share it with everyone. If you have an elderly mother at home who's always complaining that her legs hurt, or a person, if you have a pregnant woman in your life, send her this video so she can see how to do it in her free time to make the most of the time you have, practically doubling or tripling its effectiveness, so you don't just sit around. Because if you rest in a chair, that's not really resting, that's a waste of time. Therefore, by using the time we have usefully, it practically improves our results tenfold. Share this video, subscribe to the page. You can also watch other videos, other exercises. There's exercise number 1, which is on the knees and lying on the back, so you can do it in combination with exercise 1 and exercise 2, and you'll get amazing results.